Thanks for watching Spectrum News. I'm Brandon Shope with a look at our top stories for today. The cleanup concerns continue among some coastal counties. The Fayetteville plant Camorras says it started to work to remove the chemical Gen X from the Cateville River. Now, Gen X is a potentially cancer-causing chemical. Residents and Wilmington city officials talked about the issue during a forum hosted by the Cateville River Watch. Experts say there are many costly options for removing Gen X, and it could take up to a month to remove it from the water completely.
The river has to flush so that, the uncontaminated water coming down to our water intake gets there. It's about a 3-day travel time from where Camorras has their discharge down to Lock and Dam 1. It depends on the river flow rate.
Camorras officials have not yet released detailed information about the removal process. Meanwhile, the coastal water utility has an idea about how to clean up the water, but the proposal meets some opposition. Officials with H2Go say a reverse osmosis plant in Brunswick County would use a membrane to filter out water in the Cateville River. The company says it could start construction on the purifying plant later this year, and now local officials, however, aren't on board. Leland Town Council members and county commissioners want to stick with a resolution that delays construction to build the plant. They want to wait until after the November election to make any decisions. From the coast to the Queen City, we now take a look at alarming statistics concerning the homicide rate in Charlotte. In 2006 and 2008, 83 people were killed. Now that's the most to date within that time period. The least deaths happened in 2014 with 42 people killed. CMPD Chief Putney called that a historic low. So far this year, of the 46 victims killed, at least half were between the ages of 18 and 34.
These are not random acts. These are volatile outbursts where people grab guns and settle minor disputes. You're simply a lot less likely to be a victim of a homicide by a stranger.
Chief Putney also says 34 of the 46 victims actually knew their killer. This man and woman faced charges in connection with the death of their baby. Fayetteville police say in January, officers arrived at an apartment of 26-year-old Brianna Nelson and 25-year-old Joshua Gonzalez and found 6-month-old Salona Gonzalez unresponsive late last week. Detectives received an autopsy report that showed the infant died of starvation and dehydration. Nelson and Gonzalez are now charged with involuntary manslaughter. U.S. health officials released vaccine data that shows the flu vaccination was ineffective for people 65 and older. Last winter, the data shows the vaccine was 42% effective in preventing illness severe enough to send a patient to the doctor's office, but it did a particularly poor job protecting older adults, the age group hit hardest by the flu. North Carolina Health and Human Services reported 219 flu deaths this year. Flu shots are recommended for all Americans 6 months or older. This 80-pound black bear actually took himself on a tour of downtown Hickory this afternoon. We'll tell you how wildlife officials work to get him to a safe spot next. Plus, later in the hour.
A graduation celebration, but it's for Charlotte homeless. I'm Tim Spears. Details coming up.
Thanks for staying with us here on Spectrum News. I'm Brandon Shope with our top stories. A man is in custody after a shooting led to a standoff in Elizabethtown. It all started around 4:30 Thursday morning when a woman called 911 saying she shot herself. When deputies arrived, she told them her boyfriend, 48-year-old Johnny Cook, shot her in the chest and the arm. She is now in critical condition. Authorities took Cook into custody about 5 hours later. He's now charged with assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. Authorities say he could face more charges. Police closed a major street in uptown Charlotte Friday afternoon after a man fell from a pedestrian bridge. The bridge is between the Epicenter and Bank of America Plaza over College Street. A witness says he saw the man sitting on the ledge, then threw himself over. Investigators say the man fell on a moving car below, where teenagers were in that car.
They wasn't injured, they were just shaking up. One of them was taking his brother to work, and they were just like shaking up real bad, but they was fine.
Medic transported the man to the hospital with serious injuries. CMPD told us on the scene there that the people in the vehicle were not hurt. This is a picture of a utility pole, but if you can look closely, you can actually see a kitten. The 7-week-old got stuck inside the pole in Indian Trail on Thursday. Deputies worked with crews from M&J Electric to get the kitten out. Workers named her Electra. Veterinarians checked her out, and she is now available for adoption at the Union County Animal Shelter. The 4th of July is right around the corner, and the small town of Southport is gearing up for their annual parade and festival. It's an event that draws around 50,000 people from all over the entire world. Event organizers say the past few years have been rough and they've lost money. But this year, they're bouncing back and have already seen a 50% increase in funds coming in. Now that's thanks to 65 businesses and individual donors. Businesses say the festival is great for the coastal economy. The parade starts at 11 a.m. on the 4th of July, but I can tell you from past experiences, it's a good idea to get down there bright and early to make sure you find a great parking spot. North Topsail Beach will soon require vehicular parking passes to park right there along the shoreline. Coming up next, find out how much it'll cost and what beachgoers are saying about it. Also, after the break, a look at your Weather on the One's forecast and, of course, the latest traffic conditions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.